Hello, I'll be doing my video essay slash podcast on microtransactions in games. Are they good or are they bad? Which I personally believe they are good. Of course, I have two special guests today who will be helping me out with stuff like this. And let's get on a call with them, shall we? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello? So, you two will be my guests today for my
Yep.
little podcast. We're going to be talking about a little bit about microtransactions in games and your guys' thoughts on it. So, what would you guys like to? What any of you guys have any thoughts on it? Like, do you guys even play games in the first place?
Yes. I play a lot of games, different variety.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
What do you think, Gustavo?
Well, I I have heard about your topic before.
Of course.
Um, and let me say something right quick.
Mm-hmm.
I have a very, very bad history with microtransactions.
Yes.
Um, I played multiple competitive games where the microtransactions just made the game very, very unfair
Mm-hmm.
because we just spend all their money on buying the best players, the best cards, whatever,
Yeah.
while the rest who had no money or couldn't have access to it were left to to um to basically just lose.
Mm-hmm. I see.
So it's it's very unfair. Like for me, for example, when I was a kid, I obviously couldn't spend a lot of money on video games, right? Because my parents would be mad at me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then these people who obviously were like adults who have more money than me, right? They
Of
would just spend
course.
all their money on the games,
Mm-hmm.
buy all the best players, the best cards, and I simply had no chance
So
against
what
them.
you're trying to tell me here is that you've had a really bad experience because paid content, microtransactions, have made your experience in this thing extremely terrible.
Yes, yes.
I see. And what about you, Brayden?
I've been playing games since I was I don't know how old, like 5 or 6 probably.
Mm-hmm.
And I only really started contracting like seeing microtransactions like probably 5 maybe 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that was back when I obviously didn't have much money, so I didn't really have an opinion on it because I couldn't spend anything on it.
I
But
see.
and but more recently when I started to get more income, I find that the only type of microtransaction that I really don't like is the kind where it gives you an advantage when you pay money.
I see.
But I'm more like I like the kinds where I can just use like it's like cosmetics and it's just I have disposable income, so why not just like spend it on something I enjoy playing?
So you see it more like you're just spending it for entertainment.
Yeah, it's not a job thing or it's not a need thing. It's just I have money to spend, so why not spend it?
Okay, so here we have Brayden believing that microtransactions is not inherently bad, could have bad intentions, but is ultimately just a choice, like a style that doesn't really affect too many things if used right. And Gustavo here, who has had very bad experience with games that required microtransactions to get stronger. So on this, what games do you guys play that have transactions, microtransactions?
For me, it's games like new games like Marvel Rivals or like Overwatch, and mainly
Okay.
those kind of games where they're free to play games, but they bank their money based on like in-game purchases or microtransactions.
In-game purchases. Okay. So which one of those would you like to talk about? Okay. Would you like to tell me about the Marvel Rivals, one of them?
Yeah, it's basically a team-based hero shooter. You get to pick characters every game, and you basically play with your friends on against another five other people. But
I
basically, the
see.
microtransaction in that game is it's purely cosmetic based with like battle pass stuff. But I like it because um the characters are very stylistic and have good animations. But I think
I
they're even
see.
better with the cosmetics you can buy for them. So
Hmm.
that's kind of my opinion on it.
So the game is completely free to play with cosmetics.
Yeah, you don't have to spend money on the game at all, but I choose to.
Would you say that the cosmetics give you an edge on anything?
I don't think so.
You don't
I
think
think they're
so?
just purely they make your experience just more fun because you can look at characters that just look cooler.
I see, I see. And on the topic of Battle Pass, is it how expensive is it?
Usually they're most games, but in case of Marvel Rivals, it's $10.
$10. And it gives you like basically a lot of in-game content where like every season
Yeah,
just makes it feel the same.
it gives you it mainly gives you a different cosmetics, emotes, and that kind of stuff. So instead of spending like let's say $15 for a skin, you can spend $10 on the battle pass and get like 5 skins for it.
Okay. Does it give you anything advantageous? No. Or
No,
yes? No.
no.
Okay. I see, I see. How about you, Gustavo? Is there any game that you play?
Okay, so I play this game called FIFA. That's it's basically like a soccer game where you can control your team, you can control the players, you can build your own team. It's very, very fun.
I
Um,
see.
it's a $60 game, so it's like full
$60.
price.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
quite a bit. And oh, it appears they're on sale right now for $20.
yeah, that's the latest one,
Mm-hmm.
which it's on discount for a very good reason. That's bad, but anyways, going back to the point. Uh, each year they release a game for full price, right? $60.
Of course.
But the thing is, the game still has microtransactions,
I see.
right? These microtransactions are basically in-game currency that you can spend money on. You can buy them to basically this money allows you to buy packs. These
Packs.
packs are basically pack of cards
Mm-hmm.
that um they can have like very, very good players that can obviously improve your team overall, right?
I see. Yes.
And the more of this currency that you have, the it's called FIFA points, right? The more
The green stuff?
FIFA, yeah.
Okay.
So the more of the FIFA points that you have, the better are your chances to have higher quality, better cards for your team,
I
right?
see that.
And one thing that I would like to point out is that the grind to actually get the good cards is very, very tedious and very, very long
I see.
because basically you have to play the game every single day, play multiple matches, play what's it called, like quote unquote ranked matches. So basically playing against other highly competitive players so you can get more money to buy more packs and everything. And and uh and these packs, I forgot to mention, the good cards that come with these packs,
Mm-hmm.
they have a low percentage of actually showing up on this.
Yeah, from what I see, it
So
looks like a 1.85% for anything 95 plus.
yeah,
What does this 95 mean, Gustavo?
95.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
basically
If
the.
you can see my screen, I'm currently streaming right now.
Oh yeah, let me check that real quick.
Yeah, what does this 95 mean?
Okay, so 95. So those numbers you see over here is basically the overall of the player. The
I
overall of
see.
the player basically means how good the stats of this player is. So
I
it goes
see.
from 0 to 100, and the closer the number is to 100, the better the player is, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you so for example, a player with let me think, like 99 overall,
99
he
overall.
basically has 99 shooting, 99 passing, 99 uh dribbling. It basically means that he's like the top of the top,
I
right?
see. Yeah.
These type of players, 95 overall plus, are very, very hard to acquire, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for you to acquire them, you either have to play long, long, long hours of of matches, had to spend a long time, praying that you actually manage to get the card. You had to like buy a bunch of those packs, right?
Uh-huh.
Or you can do the easy way, which is just buy the FIFA points
FIFA points. Yeah.
with real money, which grants you the ability to buy these packs more easily, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So just by that, you can see there is an easy path and a harder path,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, I
And
see.
an easy path is through money. If you
Mm-hmm.
have the money, you have more advantage over the other players who don't have the money, right?
I see.
Which, in my opinion, is very, very unfair, right? Because
Yeah.
some people either they don't like to to spend their money, right? They just want to play the game, have some fun, while there's other players who are very, very, you know, uh competitive. They want to like have the best of the best, right? They just spend money like it's nothing, and they can have the best of the best of the players, the best of the best of the teams, and they go against you know you on a random Saturday when you're just trying to like play some games, chill, and you get destroyed.
I
So
see. And on
yeah.
top of that, is it expensive to acquire these quote unquote good players? Like I see that this pack here is 2000 FIFA points, but how much is that really? I can't really tell from just the points alone. How much would you say 1 point is worth?
So basically 100 of those FIFA points is basically like $1, right?
So right now, let's say for this pack, this thing's $20, and there's a basically like a 0.1% chance of you getting apparently the pull of the deck, John
Yeah,
Cruyff?
Cruyff,
Cruyff,
Cruyff.
yes, Cruyff. And it appears that holy, it's a 0.01% chance of pulling it out of this pack and
Mm-hmm.
0.81% to pull out this pack. So you'd have to spend multiple of that $20 to get the
Exactly.
chase card here.
Yes, exactly.
And there's no pity system, is there?
What do you mean by that?
Some games have the system called the pity system where basically they guarantee you basically the main focus of the banner or poll on these gambling systems to where you're guaranteed to get them after like let's say 200 or 300 polls. Is there a system like that here or you just have to get lucky?
I don't believe so.
So
Um,
there's a chance where you spend
I
let's say $500 on these packs and you don't even get the chase.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
that has happened with some of my friends that I know of.
Some of your friends, that is wow. Um, but do you believe this is inherently bad?
Actually, I do not believe it's inherently bad.
Oh, okay.
I think what happens is the concept itself is not bad by its nature. What's bad is how it's used
Mm-hmm.
by game company,
Of course.
right?
Yeah.
Um, for example, if there's a if a game developer creates a game that's for free, I believe it's okay for them to put some microtransactions so that they can generate some revenue to keep their servers up, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
servers are, they're costly, if millions and millions of people are playing on your servers, you're gonna have to spend millions and millions of your own money to keep
Mm-hmm.
the server up, right?
Yeah, of course.
Um, but I believe that um, the game developers, they became, I would say, greedy after a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they saw that they can still make the money they no they need to either cover some costs, game like the cost for like developing the game, or like the cost for making the having the servers still be up, right?
Yeah.
And also um and also generating a little bit of more money that they needed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's fine, right? Uh, Everybody wants to make some profit here and there. Who doesn't like money, right? But the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, they actually employ some tactics that I do not like to make the audience spend the money on the game.
Okay.
Um, for example, I would say letting people of any age spend their money on the game. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's a very big issue.
Okay.
Um, I've seen multiple cases of like little children, um, you know, taking their parents' credit card and like spending money on the game. Although I agree that this issue is not s- like the issue is not solely falling on the game developers. There's also the parents, that's at fault here. But I believe that a certain percentage of the blame should be also, be on the game developers for allowing that to be on the games, right?
Yeah.
Because at a certain point it becomes gambling, gambling for underage people, right? For
Mm-hmm.
example, FIFA, you saw the percentage of getting a good player.
Yeah,
It's
it
very,
was
very unlikely
it was
for you to get that
terrible.
player.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for you to get that, to even get close to that, you have to spend money, right?
Yeah.
And as a little kid, you don't want to fall behind for other people, You wanna
Mm-hmm.
you wanna have the best of the best, so you can laugh at your friend like, haha, I have a better player than you, I have a better card than you. So what they gonna do? Spend money on it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Raiden, do you have any thoughts on
Um,
this?
Uh,
We're on the topic of is microtransactions like are they just like bad? Like how bad? Like
I would
the bad
I
side of
would say,
microtransactions, let's just say that.
based on your conversation so far, like the gambling portion, I don't fully think is a good thing. I think that's like kind of the worst thing because
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like a waste of money because of how much they're making you spend on a character that is good now but might not be good later, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
So,
mhm.
especially for especially in your case, how you said there's no like as you said a pity system. It's just like you spend money and if you get lucky, you get lucky. If you don't, you just keep spending more money. So it is kind of a malicious system in that case, I would
Yeah,
say.
is there any like predatory acts? Because I hear a lot of predatory like tactics being played here.
What do you mean?
Like how they basically monetize towards children, not exactly adults, and
Uh,
where the games don't exactly limit children on these um issues. Like let's say,
I would say that especially if a game's going towards children. I don't think there should be any kind of like gotcha gambling system in it. I think it should purely be based on, oh, do you want a skin or not, or do you want to? I think you should get like based on like the FIFA. If you want to get like the card system and like get all
Hmm.
the cards you want, you should just play the game and be able to get it. And obviously you can, but you have to play for so long in order to get the cards. When an easy way is just to pay for it. I think if the game's meant for children, it should be a little easier to get certain things just so you can get it.
I see. And I don't believe like basically microtransactions are the only types of game like ways that games get basically money from players, right? There's other things like subscriptions and something else. Is there a game that you guys play that has this subscription based game style? I guess let's say.
It's primarily MMOs, but a game I play is World of Warcraft.
Of course, World of
It,
Warcraft.
yeah, so basically it depends on the edition you play the game, but most people you would have to actually buy the game for I think it's $40 to $60. It depends on like what edition you
40
get.
to $60. Just the
And
base
then
game itself, not even that you can play it.
yeah, to get access to all the content in the game. In order to actually play it, there's different things, but you have to spend minimum $15 a month. There is other options where
$15
you
a
can do
month.
like 3, 6, and I think a year, and they knock off a few bucks, but it's just mainly $15 a month to play the game
So
on top of the price to already buy the game.
I see. Do you believe there's an issue with this system?
I think it's too expensive, in my
Yeah.
opinion. It's like you're already spending $40 to $60 on a game, and you can't even play it until you spend more money on the game. It's not like
Okay.
it's not like gambling systems where the games are free to play and you can choose to pay for like content. You have to pay a billable monthly to get hours to play the game.
Okay. All right. Now, since we have all the negativity out of the way, let's get into the pricing. The pricing of servers. How much do you guys think servers cost?
I think it costs around like $30 a month for a server.
$3 a month.
I
Okay.
I would say I think it's a little bit more. I would
A bit
say
more.
like 50, 100, something like that.
50, 100 for like a how many player server? Let's just say like you guys are hosting you guys both played Minecraft before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many players do you suggest your suggested price range should be able to host? Like how many players will your server be able to host for that price? And then like is the price monthly or something like that? Just let's just assume you're hosting a Minecraft server online somewhere and it's costing you whatever price you guys just named. How do you guys expect the server to run?
So like let's say for me, if I was running a server, I wouldn't have too many people, like max like 30, I would say. And
Mm-hmm.
it would be I would say I'd be roughly okay with paying for that amount of people like maybe max like $15 a month.
$15 a month, okay.
Um, I think 30 people is like a good um amount. Um, I still I still believe it's a little bit more. I don't know. I still believe it's like I don't know, probably something um like 25. I don't know. I just feel like it's a little bit like more expensive than 15.
Okay. So from what I'm seeing here on Alta Technologies, it's saying that obviously different servers require different things. You guys aren't going to require like a super high ping game that needs like delays lower than 20 ms, of course. Like the games we play probably only needs about like a 60, 80 ms and only needs about 10 players. But games, let's say like FIFA, right? Obviously, there's going to be thousands and thousands of people playing it every single day, every single second, grinding as you've suggested. And for those kind of servers, we can assume it's probably around 6,000 to 12,000 as these guys are suggesting. Of course, 300 to 60, $600 here. And they don't
Uy, uy.
exactly say how many people it can hold, but from what I've seen online, this is around like a server for only about like 20 people. So yeah, and I don't know. These companies keep it so secret how much their servers cost them. It's more like a business like trade deal. Like you don't want other people knowing your servers and like how much you're getting charged with because like really it's all just a money game in the end where basically whoever gets charged the least and is able to run the best and the fastest basically wins and they get all the funding and the profits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So after knowing this, how do you guys how do you guys feel about microtransactions? Okay. With that now out of the way, what kind of games do you prefer? Like basically games where like you just basically buy the game once and just be done with it, or games that gets like updates every now and then. Which one do you guys like?
I like the more live service every few months, every month to like a few months. There's a new update, new content, and that kind of stuff. It keeps it more entertaining for me.
Keeps it more entertaining. So like you're more invested into a game that gets updates than rather than just those game like companies creating a whole new game. You're more interested in like the continuation of the series.
Yeah, because for instance, if you ever heard of a game called like Dark Souls or something, that's a game you only buy like a one-off thing, and it's
Dark
like there's
Souls.
only a certain amount of there's only like a certain amount of content in the game,
Hmm.
and when you just complete it and then you can choose to play it again, but it's always going to be the same thing.
Hmm.
But I and that's fun and all, but I like the thing where it's like, oh, you play a game once, maybe you kill a boss or something, and you come back a few months later. You can still do that, but they've added more stuff to it, like another new boss and that kind of stuff. It just keeps it more entertaining.
Okay, okay. What about you, Gustavo?
Um, I will not lie, I'm like 50-50 on this one.
50-50.
On one hand, I do agree with Brandon about how, you know, you can buy a game and the game gets, progressive, progressively changing to like a different thing. And not gonna lie, that's like very, very cool to see like the progression. Uh, One example I can think of is like Fortnite, where like at the beginning it was like a very, very simple and like raw game, and then it just
Hmm.
progressed to like this like I want to say monstrosity, but like this huge like there's like this whole universe of like characters, like there's like deeper lore and everything, and I really really like that. But on the other hand, I also think that like buying a game and that be that I at least I know what's like what I'm getting,
Hmm.
and if I like what I'm getting, and that's gonna be it, at least I'm good with it. What if like I
Okay.
buy a game and that game keeps changing, 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 but it changes for the worse, you
Oh, so you're
know?
saying live service might go the other end where it may actually make the game worse.
Yeah, there's also that possibility, you
I
know?
see.
For example, going back to Fortnite, there's some people that like that idea of like always changing, with each update, but there's some people that don't like um what happened to the game. Some people say that it got too
When did Fortnite have a Lego collaboration?
That was
that was
like 2 years ago or something like that.
yeah,
Would you
yeah, it
guys
has
say
been a
this
while.
this live service is for the better or for worse?
I would s- I would say it's for the better actually.
For the better. Okay.
Yeah, I think like at the end of the day, a game that is constantly updating, constantly pumping out content for the audience is good, good overall.
Okay. So this content is good. Wait, so where would you draw the bad live service? Like, could you give me like a
Um,
prime example of that?
um, I think um I hate to go back to this game again, but FIFA, I think is a prime example of a bad live service game.
Man, really like a love-hate
Uh
relationship with this one.
yeah, I mean, I have played FIFA for like a long time since I was like a little kid. So I have like a very like deep connection to this game, right?
Yes.
And this game, right,
Yeah.
as the time passed, and as I grew older, I began to notice like very high dip on the quality of each update.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Back then, we each like update, you would see very, very like good, high quality cards coming out that everybody was hyped to get, right? And back
Yeah.
then, it wasn't as grindy as it was right now, as it is right now. So, it was much easier to get the hands on those cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but the thing is, as of recent times, the way that EA updates FIFA with each like week or each month is the quality is just like dropping fast. Um, I would mention like bugs. Uh, sometimes when they release new updates, new bugs appear. Some features might get broken somehow, and they had to fix that again.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the quality of the cards have dropped, I would say. Uh, Actually, not I would say maybe not the quality. I don't think about it, maybe like the quantity is just too much, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
they basically just pumping out card after card after card after card, and when you pump out so much like supply, the demand will start to fall, and the quality overall will start to fall as well. Because then everybody has this like the same card, and everybody has a good card, and what's the point, right?
I see.
Um, and after each update, the cards that were previously like good or like at least like usable, they get even worse. So they be like a card that was, I don't know, 80 overall after like two updates. So basically like, after 2 months or so, the that card will basically be unusable
So there's a
because
strong power creep in in the game.
yes. Back then, you could still be using cards for like 80 overall, 75 overall, and it would still be usable. It still be like a very good card. But
Mm-hmm.
nowadays, after like a couple weeks even, your cards will decrease in overall quality, I would say.
Okay.
Usefulness.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah,
So
useful.
not great fan service here or live
Yeah.
updates. Okay. What about you, Braden?
Um, like a certain type of game.
Yeah, like live service. What's your experience with it?
I like most of them that I play. There's like it's like a weird thing whenever I play games. I think they're gonna be good after live service, but then I just get really bored.
Just really
I go back
bored.
to like
Okay.
World of Warcraft. That's a very live service game. It's been around for like 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
I play the game. I when I play the game, I really get into it when I start playing it. Every time I decide to renew my subscription to play it, and then after a few weeks, it just gets like too repetitive and like I just get
Mm-hmm.
getting bored out of my mind, and I almost feel like I
Okay.
waste my money sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like my biggest problem with it is it's almost too repetitive, and but that's just kind of how the game is. That's what comes with a live service. It's just there can only be so much content that the developers can release at a time,
Okay.
and once you do all of it, you just kind of start doing it over and over again. But that's my opinion, I guess.
Okay. So overall, we're getting pretty negative reactions towards live service. So, is there any good things about live service? Like me personally, as a Limus company player, I enjoy the live service we get. Like for example, let's just go to Project Moon real quick. Project Moon. So this game, right? They've had their fair share of games that are just a one and done, and they're live service games. So currently they're on their newest game right now, which is Limbus Company, and we get our bi-weekly updates, and I personally I really like it. We get things like new characters from the story, and the story is also really massive, so they just have a lot of things to expand on. And basically, we just get something new and something just like, oh, that's cool. Finally, they're gonna add this, and we also get references from the games they've also had before, like let's say a Lobotomy Corporation, where the abnormalities are referenced every now and then. These aberrations, which is really cool, and I really have fun with those. Is there any games where you guys get like basically gets like to the edge of your chair saying, "Oh my goodness, they're gonna update this"? Did have that ever happen to you guys?
It's mainly multiplayer games, like player versus player type games, because
Okay.
that used
Any
to happen. Like
examples?
example for me is I used to play a game called Rainbow Six Siege. I
The
stopped
Rainbow
playing
Six Siege.
after I got too like mad at the game, but that was my own problem.
Okay.
But I like the kind of game because uh, it was something new every time every time you played a match because there's different people every time you played a match. And I
Mm-hmm.
thought, and there's like a whole ton of different ways you can play the game. But I like the every new season. I think it was every 3 months there's a new season, and I always liked it because there's usually a new map that came out. There's
A new
you
agent.
yeah, your new agent. Your rank would reset, and then you'd get to like grind it all over again, which I thought was kind of fun. And yeah, so that was a more enjoyable experience when it came to it.
I see. All right. Also, another thing, um, Gustavo, you've only talked about FIFA so far. Is there any other game you play?
Yeah, back when I used to really, really be into like multiplayer games,
Mm-hmm.
um, I remember playing Siege, obviously. I
Mm-hmm.
remember playing Fortnite a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and Fortnite, for instance, was like like the update of like every single season was absolutely amazing for me
Mm-hmm.
back then as a kid. I remember that was like the live shows, um, like with the Travis Scott. I remember watching with my
The Travis
friends.
Scott.
Yeah,
That's
it was
crazy.
so so fun, man. And like I remember like there was like fights, like there was like robot fights. At one point, there was like a comet that came crashing down to the map. There was a black hole that showed up in the middle of the map.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think the biggest one that I remember was like this one with the black hole. I remember that like the whole map got sucked into the black hole, and then the the screen went black, and then the black hole showed up, and basically the game for like three. I don't remember how long was it. I think it was like 3 days. No, I don't. I think it was longer than that. It was like for a couple days. You can only see the black hole. Yeah, that one.
Oh, okay.
And I remember every time it would shoot out like some type of like numbers, and everybody was like running to see what those numbers were and what they represent. You know?
Oh, okay. Oh, and oh, we can see here. Crap. Where's open image? Oh well. 88.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
what number is this showing? Oh, 100. We can see what like 100 something. What is that? Can't really see that, but
ah, yeah. It's like
106,
very tall.
106, and this one's 2. Oh, wow. Okay. So this one was
I'm
like pretty
a
cool, pretty awesome to get.
Yeah, I remember like back in the day, I literally recorded like all the numbers like on YouTube. I used to like like wait in front of my PlayStation 4, just waiting for the numbers to pop up.
That's crazy.
Bro, it was literally a black hole on the screen. Just that. No games, no anything. Just black hole on screen. And I was just waiting until some numbers popped up to like record it and post on YouTube. It was really, really fun. I I I I mean after some updates, I feel like it kind of died down like the I don't know, like the hype with each update, but
Like
I
there's
still
so
believe it
many
was really good.
updates now, it just feels
Yeah,
like a regular thing instead of being a one and off.
yeah, it was like a very big event, but now each update is like, eh,
It's like if they have a big event every time, it's the big events just become normal events.
yeah, it's like what I was mentioning before about the cards. When they start pumping out so many good like cards, it just people stop caring about it.
Hmm.
People were like, wow, another 50 good cards that they just pop down. That's like the fifth time in like 2 months. Wow.
Okay, I
Wow,
see.
guys. So hyped for this.
I see.
I
All
believe
right.
another game that was really good with the updates for a little bit was Warzone.
Warzone?
Yeah, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare Warzone. I
Call it
think it
Call
was
of Duty. It's the battle
Call.
royale version of it.
Oh,
yeah,
the battle royale.
yeah. When I used to play, it was like kind of cool,
Oh,
seeing like
it's this game.
yeah. Damn, why would you say this game? Like it's so
Yeah,
bad.
it's like the like after you play PUBG and you play these games, like damn, it's just the same
Oh,
same
okay.
thing.
Bro, the problem is not I mean, sorry, the problem is not Call of Duty. The problem is PUBG, bro. That game is like so bad, bro. That game is absolutely trash, horrible, doo-doo.
Okay. All right.
But I remember like season one, season two, like the updates. I remember playing with my friend like 6 years ago, something. I
Mm-hmm.
remember the updates, they were really, really like fun as well. I remember there was like one time there was like a limited event where there was like a zombie thing happening on the map, and I thought that was really, really
Wait,
cool.
is that different
Just
from COD Zombies?
yeah. It was just like I don't remember what was it for. I don't know if it was because they were gonna release Cold War, and I don't know. I think it was Halloween actually. Might be that. I don't remember. It has been a long time, but I remember that it was really fun.
Hmm. Okay. All right. So enough of all this bashing around the bush. Let's get to the point. We don't want to get this thing over an hour. So ultimately, what are your guys' thoughts on microtransactions and like good, bad, could be better, better solutions? What do you guys think?
I think based oh yeah, I think based on the games that are like around today, like there's a whole ton of like free to play type games. I think they're more positive because most of the time they're cosmetic based,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's fine. But yeah,
Um,
Cosmetics.
I think overall, I I think they're good. For like I said before, to generate profit, to like help the game developers to get some money, to like I don't know, spend on the server costs or other type of costs related to the game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think the issue is with just how they use it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, I think by nature they're not negative. I think they're positive. They're really good for the game developers. They're really good for to the people playing as well.
Yeah.
Because they can get some additional content if you want. Like a little skin for the
Mm-hmm.
character, a little weapon for the character, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the way game developers use it, it just brings the quality. It just bring puts the word microtransactions through the mud. It tarnished the reputation
Mm-hmm.
of that type of um what would you call it, system, I guess.
Yeah, I
So
guess.
I would say overall positive, but the way they use is like very negative. So
Mm-hmm.
like Brenda said, I think with free games, I
Mm-hmm.
think it's fine. With paid games, not so much. I don't think so. I don't think they
Okay.
should be present in fully paid games, $60, $50. So
Okay. All right. I believe we'll end it at that. So I guess just generally in summary, microtransactions are not inherently bad. It's how the games use them. Can be good, can be bad. Just depends. Yeah, just depends. All right, cool. I'm gonna end it here now.